Warning, this show contains adult humour and is not suitable for children or anyone that's easily offended. If you are easily offended, I suggest you go and fuck yourselves. Thank you. Welcome to the first ever show on Belter Radio of the Blue Nose Boon Hour. Me, DJ Cole. Let me introduce myself. I am one foul mouth fucker. So if you're easily offended, you heard the intro, buddy. Okay, listen. So on today's show, we've got Graham Sclater, owner of Tabitha Music, a record exec. Oh, we're fucking posh here, you know. He's coming on the show to talk about his new book and stuff. And this is part of the end of my Mad March. March
fucking madness.
March fucking madness. That's what it is. But he'll be talking about some of his artists on his record label and his new book, which is coming out. Is actually out now, called Love Shack. Can I have a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Oh, I love that. That sends fucking shivers down my spine. Okay, if you're not familiar, I always start off with the completely legitimate fan mail. Okay. Dear Kai. Okay, this is completely legitimate. Your show is amazing, with a great mix of comedy and top-notch music. I particularly enjoy the self-indulgent, egocentric, narcissistic segment where you get to play some of your own amazing music. You're an amazingly talented, handsome, beautiful man with a big cock. That's fucking great. That's from, hang on, that's from someone called Kai O'Callaghan from Albufeira, Portugal. Nice fellow him, I do like it. Dear Kai, I'm told you make up all the fan mail. Is this true? And if so, can you please let me know if I exist or not? It's very confusing. Of course you exist, mate. Just go and ask my psychiatrist, for fuck's sake. Okay, listen. That's on the floor. Belter Radio sent me this tune in. This is going to make you piss yourself. This is the Glasgow version of A Boy Named Sue.
My dad left the house when I was free, and he didn't leave nothing to my ma and me, just a pile of debt and a bottle of flat iron brew. But I don't blame him, cause he run and hid, but the fucking prick had flipped his lid, cause before he left, the bastard named me Sue. Well, he must have thought it was quite a joke, but that fucking name gives me the boat. I had to fight like fuck to get my brew. The birds would laugh and I'd start hunting for the stupid prick, kick his cunt in. Would you fucking like to be a boy named Sue? Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean, and I joined the famous East End team, sharpening my machete my goal to fucking inflict pain. In between smoking hash and stealing cars, I'd search the bookies in the Glasgow bars and rip the cunt that gave me that stupid name. It was Castle Milk at the Glasgow Fair, where RFC shaved in my hair, went into the Oasis to have a pint or two. I was stoning at the bar and I ta'en a flaky, cause in the corner blinkereds with Jakies was that fucking ride that named me Sue. I knew that prick was my fucking dad from a video of Crime Watch my granny had, and I knew that ginger hair and his squinty eye. He was fat as fuck and smelt of piss, wearing a Celtic away top he couldn't miss. I says, oh you, my name's Sue, who the fuck are you? You're gonna die. Aye, that's what I tell the cunt. So I kicked him in the balls and I poked his eye, and he fell to the flare, but to my surprise he come back with a blade and slashed me from mouth to ear. I flew a steel toe cap off his teeth, and both of us fell out into the street, fighting like fuck in the puddles and bucky and beer. I've kicked the shite out of tougher men, but I'm fucked if I remember when the bastard squeezed my balls like a paedophile. The cunt started giggling and then he cursed. He pulled a machete, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, yeah wee poof, Glasgow's rough, and if a cunt's going to make it, they have to get tough. And I knew I wasn't going to be there to help you along. So I named you Sue, then shot the crow, knowing now and then you get a boot in the balls. But it was giving you that lassie's name that made you strong. Aye, you see, you just fought a cunt in a fight, and I know you hate me and you're probably right. Rip me now, I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to say thanks before I die for making you a fucking mental guy, cause I'm the fucking right that named need you, Sue. Well, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up because fighting's no fun. I called him my dad, he called me son, and I walked away with a different point of view. The cunt crosses my mind every now and then, every time I fight, every time I win. And when I have a win, I think I'm gonna name him Rababob, anything but Sue. I fucking hate that name. Can you hear me? Fucking stupid name. You fanny. Come ahead.
See, Jim, this fucking whiskey tastes like a load of piss, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking tasting it now, it's fucking rubbish. It's fucking shite, it's tooly, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking, I'm going to do my night up, it's fucking rubbish, it's just fucking no good. It's like the football, you know? I get in the football now, and there's fucking people coming down the fucking road, passing the ball, back to the front, up the back, doing the geezer, up the fucking top, and the geezer's fucking useless, he's missed it. Fucking goalkeeper's asleep, I'm a shite. What the fuck's going on with you fucking people? I just don't get it, I don't fucking get it at all, because you know what I'm saying? When the fucking football's right is fucking right, and right is right and wrong is fucking wrong. And you can't tell me fucking right is right when fucking wrong is fucking wrong, right? I fucking know it, right? So I'm fucking telling you, right? Don't fuck about with a whiskey. Don't fuck about with the fucking music. You can take our fucking freedom, but you'll never take our fucking football, you know what I'm saying? Because we are the fucking best, Scotland's best fucking football team in the fucking world, and our whiskey's fucking the best whiskey in the world. You can't fucking say nothing about that, right? Because otherwise you're gonna fucking come down there, punch your fucking lights out, alright, pal? Now don't fuck with me again, I'm fucking coming down. Right?
Don't be a wee fanny. Drink Angry Jock malt whiskey, when you simply must be a leery prick.
What's on my drum?
Angry Jock Malt Whiskey, you heard it first on the Blue Nose Boon Hour. Now it's time for the tip-top topical tip of the fucking week.
It's time for Blue Nose Baboon tip-top topical tip of the week.
So coming up to the holy Easter, oh what a lovely period that is. We're going to give you guys out there my tip of the week. Right, do what Jesus did. Just go to your wife or your girlfriend or your missus, whatever the fuck, and say, listen, I'm going to do a Jesus on you. And she's going to say, what's that then? And so I'm going to fuck off for 3 days and fucking come back on fucking Monday.
Ooh, what a tasty tip.
Ooh, what a tasty tip. Now we're going to go on to the interview with Graham Sclater.
It's interview time.
And I'm very lucky to have Graham Sclater on Skype. Well, actually, Skype is the Facebook, actually. How you doing, Graham?
Hi, Kai, and this is a first for me on Facebook. I know we were trying to link up just now, and I was getting very confused because I'm there trying to punch Skype through, and it's not going through, and then I kept getting these things coming up on Facebook. But it's great, yeah, and it's lovely to be with you.
So great to have you, but it's so easy to use as well, Graham. It's just like a normal phone. You just click the icon, bingo, allow it to do its job. When Skype, sometimes I end up bloody pulling my hair out. Anyway, so you've got a new novel out. You're a novelist and owner of Tabitha Music, record company. The first novel, I do believe, was Ticket to Ride, which is a more musical-based thing. But can you lead us on where your direction with the books are going now?
Okay, yeah, well, certainly. The fifth novel, which was Love Shack, which came out in October last year, and I know we were due to do an interview then, but things move on, and
That's right.
Here we are now in 2016, and I think it's very fortuitous for both of us. Yeah, Love Shack is without giving too much away, is a gentleman who lives in London. He's Anglo-Irish.
Oh, like myself.
Yeah, he's Anglo-Irish, and he unfortunately is an alcoholic.
Like myself. I like him already.
Yeah, good. And he's also a criminal, which you're not, I know.
Oh,
so,
well, look, I struck out on the third one. I've got to give you that one.
yeah, but he's also a criminal, and in one of his drunken stupors, he accidentally, and I've got to say that, sets fire to the family home, and he rescues his wife and 3 children. He's got twin daughters and a son. The son is 12, the daughters are 9, the twins, and he rescues them, and he becomes, for a split second, a hero. Uh-huh. But his father, the police, and the fire brigade know that he actually set fire to the house accidentally. His wife doesn't know, but his father is aware, who's also a gangster, is aware that when she finds out, she will literally blow. You know, she she'll have him murdered or whatever, you know. So his father says to him, he's called Liam Riley. His father says, look, you've got to really leave the country and just go where you want to go. Let the things settle, let the dust settle, and then you can come back later. Anyway, he ends up by default getting a ferry from Dover, and he ends up in Amsterdam.
Oh,
he's involved in a fight with. Well, he is. Yeah, he's involved with a football fans, Dutch and English football fans, involved in a fight, and a couple of people are killed, and he is arrested along with everyone else by the police and thrown into a cell.
Okay.
As luck would have it, just before the fight started, he was having a coffee in the red light district, sat beside the canal there.
I know it well. I know it very well, Graham. I've been there so many times.
There, isn't it? and this young Irish waitress serves him, and in the fracas, his only little holdall that he's got is left under the table, and she liked him. And the next day, a gangster who's a big deal in the red light district arrives at the police station with the young girl, the waitress, and he gets him out. But of course his passport is held by the police.
Yeah.
The guy can't go anywhere and he's trapped. He's got no money. He's really scuppered. But this gangster offers him a job, and the job is to run a bar and a brothel. But it is so run down, it is disastrous. It's incredibly bad. So Liam says to de Groot, the gangster, let me have it. You can't leave it with a name like the Red Cat. It's so out of date. It's the 50s. Let me have it. Let me rename it. Let's get it rejuvenated, and I'll do it. And of course he does, and he calls it the Love Shack.
The Love Shack, and that's how you get to the title of the book.
That's right. Now the problem he has is that he's never run anything like this. He's never done anything legitimate in his life. And of course, he's working in a place that has got every drink that he could ever want.
Well, hey.
But he knows it would kill him. And so the problem he's got then is dealing with, in a sober world, dealing with the underworld, the underbelly of Amsterdam, what goes on, the drugs, the murders, the police. And when I started writing this, I was fortunate. I played in Amsterdam with Fats Domino in '79, and his guitarist died from a heroin overdose. So
Jeez.
In my mind, I've always had this thought that if I ever write, and I wasn't writing then, but if I ever write, that I would set something in Amsterdam. And as luck would have it, I went back a week after finishing the 6-week tour with Fats Domino with a band that I was managing. And then I made many trips to Amsterdam on my own, staying in the red light district where I got information. And I was so fortunate that the Zuidenpolizei, which is the sex police,
that's right.
They took me out with them on a lot of their sort of hits and things.
Wow.
So what it did, it gave me an insight into what I say is an Amsterdam that very few people actually see.
Also, I mean, I can imagine how it's going to help with the authenticity of the actual way the book is actually laid out and written.
Well, that's right, and people that have read it, and a lot have now, they've said that Dutch people as well, and people who live and work in Amsterdam, but other countries, people who've been there and know it, they say it's just like it is to the people that know. People who've been there on weekends and stag weekends and holidays and things like that, it's opened their eyes, but their words are that it's like they're actually there. The research was incredible to get to why certain girls work there. They're prisoners effectively. The music that goes on at the Paradiso Club, all the clubs, the dance, the drugs. It was great. I set it in 1999, and it actually finishes on New Year's Eve, millennium. Towards the end of the book, it all goes off. The last 3 chapters are December the 31st, 1999, and it's very heavy, very violent. But yeah, there are murders. There's all sorts. But having seen it and spent time over a period as well, the book runs for about 14 months, and what I did is revisited Amsterdam in different seasons to get the feel, and also
that's the idea.
That's it. And walking the streets in the middle of the night in the winter. because I stay in the red light district, so I was able to walk around, and I didn't feel intimidated because I'd been there, say, in the 70s, so I didn't feel intimidated. But it had changed a lot. But what I was able to do was to get what I call the real flavour of that city, and not just the red light district, but the rest of Amsterdam and things that go on around that country.
It's a crazy town, man. I've been there 5 times, and not that I remember much of it. So you're chief and owner of Tabitha Music. So I'm going to break it up, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about Love Shack and your other novels. One thing I would like to say while people are listening, where can they get hold of this book? Amazon?
Well, Amazon, yeah. I mean, Amazon across the world, and I know your listeners and with the web these days and the internet, yeah, it's Amazon. I mean, all they need to do is put in Love Shack and Graham Sclater. My surname is spelt with a C. It's Sclater. But if they put in Love Shack and Graham, I'm pretty sure that it will come up. And also, they can get it from Tabitha Books. If they're in Europe, they can get it through Tabitha Books.
Also, as well, you guys out there, go to our group. There'll be some information about the availability of Graham's new book. Okay, we're going to break this up now with one of my favourite bands from your record company, the Jake Green Band. I'm really hoping to get this guy on the show after this interview. I might even put it on the same show for tonight, actually, if I can get it all edited up properly. But so I'm going to play a song, this is one of your favourites, Ho Hum. Okay, so this is the Jake Green Band, Ho Hum.
Silver. Some men got teeth made of gold. Whatever the poison, should drop.
And we're back here talking to Graham Sclater from Tabitha Music and talking about his new book, Love Shack. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah. I love that track. I love that track. I mean, it's done well, and it's had on his new album. The album, which is called, and I can tell you now, Plugging In.
That's it.
Great album.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favourite songs, I think, of 2015-16 so far. The feel of it, the way it works, it's almost a live sound. It's the sort of song I can imagine played at a festival, and everyone wanting it. It's the track, it's the killer track. It's got everything that it should have, but it's got some edge to it, which I think is wonderful.
It is, and because I'm hoping that he's going to be on not Skype but for Facebook in a little while, and I'm going to combine the interviews together, so I get to play the other two tunes. I love one of the tunes I really love to pieces is when the morning comes, because it really is. Speaking to what I believe in about the environment, about protecting our children's future and stuff like that, but it's so eloquently put in such a wicked blues tune, man. So I'm going to play that in a little while.
Yeah, I mean, what is interesting, Kai, talking about music, and I met ABBA many years ago in Cannes. I think it's about 1976 or 77. I had lunch with them and their manager, and they were with Epic, which is part of CBS then. But what amazes me, them and Jake's from Denmark, is the way, and I've got a Russian singer from St. Petersburg, and when they write in English, they have such a brilliant way of using the words, and it's so different to the way people who speak and write English write their lyrics. And if you listen to ABBA's songs or certainly Jake's, the way it's put together is so different, and it's refreshing. And rather than having words rhyme that we would immediately think of, they come up with phrases and lines completely off the wall, but it fits, and it just gives it that bit of magic. And I think Jake is the same.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, as soon as also as well, if you notice, I shouldn't generalise, but Scandinavians are not really nice people, man. The whole peninsula, Norway. I don't think I've met loads of people in my job, and they're all very, very correct. They are. I mean, I toured in Sweden in 1967. With a band, and it was fantastic. I mean, it was an eye-opener. I mean, I was fortunate enough to jam with Jimi Hendrix when we were in Gothenburg. Really?
Yeah. We jammed for a couple of hours, and I played a Hammond organ.
Yeah. Is that your given instrument, the piano and organs?
No, not piano at all. No, I've never really played the piano. I played piano on the Fats tour and some organ.
So what's your main instrument then?
Oh, my main instrument is the Hammond organ, which is very different to the keyboards people have now, because I had two manuals.
Yeah.
And I played it. I mean, I had a band when I came back from Germany and got married with just organ, bass, and drums. And I wasn't the Keith Emerson because I did all the singing, but we did all original songs. And I used to throw the thing around, and I used to play it with flaying arms, a bit like Stevie Marriott and people like that play the guitar, And I had a very distinct style and a very distinct sound, because it wasn't like the Peddlers or anything like that. It was very, very unusual, and we had a record test again with Decca, believe it or not, with Dick James. It's a guy who turned the Beatles down, the same person.
Bloody hell, you're a mine of bloody unbelievable. You've been around, didn't you? Fair play,
yeah. But the problem is with a Hammond organ, to get it recorded right is very, very difficult, because the engineers in the studios always want the pure Hammond sound, whereas mine was more screechy. Feedback, I used to have a little foot thing, which would give me like a harmonies on the keyboard, and also octaves. I think it was called an octavider I used, which gave you the bass and the top, a circular thing, and I had a fuzz box which I also used on the Hammond. Very few people actually did that, but of course it gave you a very different feel and sound, but we could not get that sound in the studio, and I had my own studio for many years, and we could never get it.
Heavy metal Hammond organ type stuff.
Very much so. Yeah.
Who's it? Not Pink Floyd, Deep Purple. Didn't they used to use the Hammond organ in the Deep Purple?
John Lord, yeah. I mean, I met Richard Blackmore in Hamburg in the 60s, because he was living there then, and he was in a band called the Three Musketeers, and their theatrics, they all dressed up as musketeers, And while he and the bass player had a sword fight, the drummer did a drum solo. But yeah, very theatrical. And yes, John Lloyd. And my favourite was Tony Ashton from the Remo 4, who did actually go out on the road with John Lloyd.
Jeez, man, you've really met a few people. You've met a few of my icons, a few of my heroes, man. Richie Blackmore, God, I love his guitaring, man. Listen, talking of guitarists, actually, and going back to one of your artists from Tabitha Music, David Cooler.
Superb.
The fingers on this, man. And I'm telling you what a lovely bloke to talk to. I interviewed him about a year ago. And it's
he's superb. He's a gentleman. I mean, we've really tried to get him off the ground. And you know, one radio station that I sent a track to actually emailed me back and said, "We love the track, but I wish he'd drop the redneck accent." Well, that's him. He lives in South Carolina, you know. I mean, he is the real deal. You know, he is a farmer, as a hunter. He lives in the sticks. I do hope one day to get over to meet him and his wife.
Well, talking of living in the sticks, I've got a tune set up here called "Country to the Bone." And I love this shit, man. He's using all the colloquialisms and all the phrases and sayings that they say in Carolina.
Do you like a pudding pie?
Yeah. What the hell's a pudding pie? You know, it's a really great tune. It's funny and also wickedly executed. He did actually win the Carolina Music Awards, didn't he? Twice.
Yeah, he did. And he's been nominated a couple of other times. I mean, that track is great, and there's a brilliant video on YouTube. It's about 6 minutes long.
Yeah, I've got it here.
It explains what it all is, actually.
I'm going to try and play the whole thing, but I'm actually doing a special, so I'll be able to extend this on ISX. They're going to give me an extra bit of time because we're doing March Madness at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play David Cooler's "Country to the Bone," and it's a long intro out there, ladies and gentlemen, so beware.
Fucking madness.
Fucking March!
Have you ever met those people who's been there and done that? Yep, me too. They'll sit there and claim they was raised up just like you and me. Well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Well, you might think you're country, but are you country to the bone? Oh, you're not. Listen here. You got to walk the creek barefooted, eat grits and eggs with hot pudding, cook collard greens with ham hocks, chew on a tongue from a pudding pot. And have you ever made love with your clothes still on? Can I get hell yeah? Well, now you might think you're country. Well, are you country to the bone? Oh, you know. Do you have a spit cup when you pick up truck? You've been towed up from the floor up, staying out late with your date, sipping moonshine on your tailgate. And have you ever kissed your dog right square in the mouth? Bow, wow, wow. Well, now you might think you're country, but are you country to the bone? Oh, yeah. Now, just because you got country boy across your windshield and a bumper sticker that says "I love Larry the Cable Guy," that don't mean nothing to me. It's about the way you do things and the things that you do. See, the way we was brought up is what separates us from everybody else. Cause they might think they're country, but they ain't country to the bone. You don't believe me? Listen here. You ever hook your mule to a turnpile, pull the milk from a moo cow, 8 score for 9 straight off the vine, is your lucky number 69? And have you ever been skinny dipping in a cow draw? Well, now you might think you're country, but are you country to the bone? You ever rode a horse? You ever peed off the porch? Ever had sex on the phone? Ever had to wipe your butt with the pine cone. While you were out fishing down on the edge of stone. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, now you might think you're country, but are you country to the bone? So how many of y'all are country now, huh? Nothing to be ashamed of. We just don't care. That's right. Yeah, I know I'm country. Yeah, I'm country to the bone. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am country. Yes, I'm country to the bone. And I'm proud to be country. Country to the bone. I know what you're thinking. What the hell is a pudding pot?
Fucking march!
The fifth novel, Love Shack, from UK author and scriptwriter Graham Sclater, is out now. Liam Riley is an East End criminal and alcoholic, and in 1999 he is forced to leave his home and family following a horrific episode caused by his drunkenness. He finds himself alone in Amsterdam, a city notorious for its extraordinary take on drugs and sex. Can he finally beat his demons? Can he survive the next chapter of his pathetic life as he is immediately immersed into the seedy underworld that is the Red Light District? A great read that captures the very essence of this infamous part of Amsterdam. Sclater uncovers a world that few of us ever knew existed. Red light spells danger, and in this book, it does just that. Love Shack, the latest novel from Graham Sclater, is available now from tabithabooks.webs.com and Amazon.
We're here speaking with Graham Sclater from Tabitha Music, and he's promoting his new book, Love Shack, available on Amazon and all the usual outlets. So, Graham, God, sorry about this. At the tail end of the St. Patrick's Day celebration for me, so I'm a little bit. But talking about Tabitha Music in general, how many artists do you presently have signed to your label?
Well, the label is. I mean, we are predominantly a music publisher, and we've been in business since 1975, and we're one of the few independent music publishers still in the world. You know, because everyone's packed it in, or the big ones have merged, and they just. You read about Michael Jackson's the rest of his deal from ATV, Sony, and goodness knows what. But there are very few real music publishers left in this business now. But we've got lots of artists. I mean, you've got David Cooler, you've got Jake Green. I mean, these are publishing. With David Cooler, we're actually his record label as well. But with Jake Green, we're his publisher. We've got a gentleman called King Harrison, who lives in Las Vegas, and he's a great guy. He's a percussionist. He is still in the middle of a world tour with Neil Diamond. But King Harrison, and I met him last October in London when he was over with with Neil doing the O2 Arena, and he is the business as a percussionist. He's played with everybody. He's worked with Quincy Jones. He's played with Michael Jackson. He's worked with Barbara Streisand. He's been in a couple of James Bond films.
Really?
Yeah. Christmas we were watching the television, watching one of the James Bond films, and there's King Harrison. It actually says King Harrison, and he's playing with his band in a club, and you get several shots, and of course their music. He's written hit songs. He's written a song with Neil Diamond. He had a number 5 with one of the singers from the Temptations.
I'd love to get him on the show. That's a fact. That'd be great if he had even...
Oh, he's a brilliant character. I mean, he will tell you stories. He's writing a book at the moment. He said he was going to write 3, but I said condense it to 1, and I've given him the beginning. It's basically autobiographical, but but so many of the producers won't record without him. He is the magic man on percussion because he's got it all, you know. But we've put an album out with his called Songbook, which is I don't say the best of his songs because he's released probably about a dozen albums now. And his original beats, they call him the original bongo man, but his original beats were used on the first sort of hip hop records as samples.
Well, he's been around a bit. Fair play to him.
He's from, I don't know, Barbados or the Bahamas, but you know, he does a lot of reggae stuff as well. But he's a real character, and he's been everywhere. I thought
I had some of his music, but I can't place it at the moment. I'm sure I have there somewhere, but you know, I got.
If you interview him, you can. We'll set that up, and
yeah, it'd be great. Yeah.
But we've then got Bryce Wasney over in New Zealand. We've got Brad Tucker in Canada, who's a country singer. There's so many. Cockney John, who live in Cyprus now. Well, we've got a band. I'm trying to think of all the names. Dynamite, and the guitarist there used to be in a band with Brian Johnson.
Yes. Put pity about Brian Johnson's hearing going on him. I just sort of see that on the news. Yep. I'm telling you now, that was very close to AC/DC. The guy's voice.
The guy singing that was a guy called Richard Mort from up north. And again, we were asked to get him on the road, and John Artez is the bass player of the band. He's also Cockney John. But to get a band together and go out and do gigs, but basically, you know, 2 of them live in Cyprus, the rest are in the UK. To pull that together and even cover costs,
it's not easy.
It's impossible. You know, there's no way around it. We've also got a lovely girl called Angeli Ray, who
she's great. The Indigo Boy was one of my favourite tunes. It's very cool. Very nice tune that is.
And we've also got Noreen. I've forgotten her name. Noreen Creighton, who lives in New York, and she again is a superb singer-songwriter. I mean, we've got a guy called Stephen Wrench, who
I've heard something. It's like country, isn't it? Country music.
Yeah, it's country. Yeah, and he's producing so many albums at the moment. I mean, he said he's never been so busy. So no, this, and I'm sorry if I've forgotten other people. I haven't deliberately done it, but you know, but
that's a lot. You've got a lot of artists on with you, mate. I just found Dynamite Black, the tune. So
that's it.
I might spin that right now, actually, and then we're gonna have to wrap it up because I want to keep a bit of time for Jake. The Jake Green Band, if possible. I will extend this show, but on the other shows repeated, they were in tight slots. Do you understand? But this show, I reckon I can get away with it a little bit for the special for ISX. Okay, so I'm going to play Dynamite by Black. You tell me if this doesn't sound like Brian Jones.
Graham Sclater spent much of the 60s in Germany, working with luminaries such as Jimi Hendrix, Elton John, Ritchie Blackmore, James Taylor, and many more. He has now written a novel. Ticket to Ride follows the Cheetahs as they attempt to make it in Beat Central, Hamburg. This is a gritty and in some places extremely harrowing story. A mind-blowing graphic novel is a breeze to read and difficult to put down. Just about anyone with an interest in music, and not just 60s music, will be able to buy Into the Ride. Ticket to Ride has it all, and most of all, good time rock and roll. Ticket to Ride is a monument to those who almost might have succeeded. Ticket to Ride is available now from Tabitha Books and Amazon online.
So, Graham Sclater, that was quite a catcher. I've been friends with him for a while. Jesus, he's been all over. And he's going to be regular fixture on here every now and again, popping in to say hello. What a fantastic fella. Okay, now, I know Belter Radio hasn't heard my show before, but I always try to throw a corny joke in, and I call it the Blue Nose Gagoon.
It's Blue Nose Gagoon time.
Okay, 2 ducks flying over Northern Ireland. And one duck says to the other, quack, quack. And the other one goes, for fuck's sake, man, go as quack as I can. Fucking anyone would think I'm funny, for fuck's sake. Listen, you people out there, I was setting another blindingly funny tune from the owners of It's Your Fucking Fault Belter Radio. The owners of Belter Radio. I've been pissing myself about this tune all week. This is called Viagra in the Water.
Just outside of Johnson City, on a dark and twisting road, in a Kenworth 18-wheeler with a heavy shifting load, he was pushing through to Binghamton, though the hour was getting late. Pfizer's finest on a mission to the pharmacies upstate. He was on a holy mission. There were men who couldn't wait for his 30,000 pounds of Viagra. Clocked 700 miles since he climbed into the rig. Just another 25 or so would finish up that gig. But the trailer hit an oil slick and down the hill didn't fly. Oh my, till it landed at the bottom in the town's water supply. It was instant rigor mortis, what a hard way to die. Save your sons, shield your daughters, there's Viagra in the water. All over Johnson City, people rising with the dawn. They drank their morning coffee, took their showers, watered lawns. And who could have predicted all the changes up ahead? Men were getting up for work and heading back to bed. So many called in sick, you would have thought a virus spread. Down at the courthouse coffee shop, they stared in disbelief as a pack of thirsty lawyers started filling out their briefs. But at the local college, young men appeared much smarter. No chromosomal mystery, they simply studied harder. Now water on the rocks is the latest party starter. Save your sons, shield your daughters, there's Viagra in the water. The Johnson City firemen, they cursed their wretched luck. They could not get their fire hoses wound back on the truck. Sprinkling holy water at a funeral, Father Ryan said, oh, you know what he said, I know I've saved their souls, but I've never raised the dead. Would a couple strong men help me now close the casket lid? Old man Weisberg took the shower of his life. Then he marched into the kitchen and he called out to his wife. She knew something was up as he stood naked at the table, holding 2 cups of coffee and a half a dozen bagels. It had been at least a decade since the last time he was able. Save your sons, shield your daughters, there's Viagra in the water. Believers seeking miracles, the pilgrims came in whole. The waters of Viagra grew more popular than Lord's. The clergy quoted scripture, but they found it hard to sell. That those who chose to be anointed were pointed straight to hell. Despite the dire warnings, the crowds began to swell. Some hardened politicians came into town one day. With their permits and their pipelines, pumped the waters all away. From the heart of Johnson City rose the mournful cry of men. But the women knew another truck was coming through again. Don't worry, there's a truck next week. We'll spread the oil again. Save your sons, shield your daughters, there's Viagra in the waters. Sing along, it's not so hard. Save your sons, shield your daughters, there's Viagra in the waters.
Fact of the week. It's a fact.
There's an interesting fact. They've actually managed to mix the chemical of Valium and Viagra together. Apparently, if you don't get a fuck, if you can't get a fuck, you don't give a fuck.
Fact
Fuck
of the
that
week. It's a fact.
I'm going to promote a fucking band from Portugal, mate. These guys rock. Fokker. Foker. Check them out on Facebook.
Like hands in the night, fast cars, rock and roll, alright. They think they are the chosen ones, and they all think they're doing fine. I think that they should know they moving targets. I think soul. Lisbon connection, here I am. I'm the one who saves this land. Lisbon connection, here I go. I'm the one who stole your soul. Lisbon connection, here I am. I'm the one who saves this land. Lisbon connection, here I go. Lisbon connection, here I am. Lisbon connection, here I go. Lisbon connection, here I am. Fuck yeah! Lisbon connection.
Fucker! Oh, you little fucker! Oh, you little fucker here. They're from Lisbon in the lovely country I live in, Portugal. You guys wouldn't like it here. The fucking sky's always blue, 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 blue. Hot, hot, blue, blue, blue. Fucking really pisses me off, I'd say. Anyway, you've been listening to Bruno's Boon Hour, me, DJ Kai. Our website was destroyed by my ex-wife. Oh, what a lovely lady. But we still got it going.
Give my creation life!
Go to our page, like it, it's Blue Nose Boon Hour or the Blue Nose Boon official page. I'll see you next week. Going to go out of our token techno tune sent in again by those naughty people at Belter Radio. This is titled Madonna Suck My Pussy Dance Remix. See you next week.
You don't owe me, bastard! You fucking asshole! Bastard bitch! 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 You want a bastard bitch! Bastard bitch! Bastard bitch! Bastard bitch! Bastard bitch! Bastard bitch! Bastard
fucking madness.
And fucking march.